So you clicked on this video because you want to learn how to master your airbrushing. Well, there's one obvious tip that I'm going to share with you in this video. It's not what you would normally think, so stick around because this one tip is probably the most important one that you're going to need to know over everything else. Now I get it, you're new to airbrushing, you're super excited, and all you want to do is paint some really cool artwork. You don't want to be doing dots and lines like what I'm showing you here. That might be what you want to do, but actually these fundamentals are so very important because this will build your foundation and get your control up so that you can do the really cool artworks. And then the next thing that some people will do is that they'll think that buying a really expensive one like this custom micron will make all the difference when airbrushing and will turn you into a pro overnight just by spending a lot of money on an airbrush. Well, let me tell you, this is also not the case. To get the best performance out of one of these brushes, you need to have airbrushed for quite some time, and I wouldn't recommend getting one until you're definitely sure that you're going to continue airbrushing, even though I do love my custom microns. Generally, the next step when you start airbrushing and you don't master freehand, you start to use a template. Now, there's nothing wrong with using templates. They're actually really handy, especially if you can't draw. So you can get a basic outline and then you can come in and start to render an artwork very easily by using a template. The problem is a lot of people use templates as if it's the only thing that they should use. They don't use it as it's designed, meaning more of a freehand template. So therefore you do just the outline and then the rest you render just like I'm doing here, and this is very quickly, but you get the idea. And then you can come in and sharpen a few things up. I mean, I don't want to spend too long on this. Any bits that you stuff up, just put them in the shadow. But even if you can't draw, then a template is definitely a great idea, and something that you should be using when you are airbrushing. And you can see I also got some overspray around the edge. So keep that in mind too when using templates. But really what I'm trying to illustrate here is that they are very handy. However, you can see how I just quickly did all that freehand. What I don't want you to do, and this is where people use a template the wrong way, is that they'll basically color it in solid, like so, and then just come in and shade it a little bit and call that done. That's not how you want to use a template. It's better if you use it this way. And obviously with this one you can build up more tones, you can do highlights. Instead of just using one color, you can get it to look a lot better by using multiple tones of black or doing a full color skull. One thing that templates are really good at is texture. So for instance on this skull, you can easily add in some texture using a template or even this dot template. And it takes the flatness away from the artwork and just gives it a much more realistic look, because the airbrush is very soft and flawless, which can be a good thing, but sometimes when you need a bit more texturing, then you need to use templates in order to achieve that. So obviously the use of both freehand airbrushing and the use of templates is essential when creating your artwork. But even more important than this is one thing that, like I said from the start of this video, is extremely obvious and pretty stock standard when learning anything new, is that whatever happens, you should never, ever give up. So if you're painting away and you accidentally spider out, or you pull back too far on the trigger, generally you just stuff up your artwork. No matter how frustrating or what the circumstances are, you need to continue with your artwork. This is so important. Never ever give up. It doesn't matter if the artwork's looking terrible, persist until the end. Too many people give up, then they just lose motivation for airbrushing. The airbrushes and the paint get put away, and that's the end of it. Don't be that person. Stick with it, stay motivated, and complete the artwork until the end. I cannot stress this enough. Even when I started, I used to look at my artwork and think, this is terrible. Why would I even bother finishing this? Or I'm too embarrassed to finish it. And sometimes I would tear something up and throw it in the bin. But then I came to realize that by sticking it out, even if the end result isn't as good as what you'd hoped for, you've learnt so much from that project. If you just keep giving up, ripping up your artwork, throwing it in the bin, you're never going to learn from it. So that really is the key to airbrushing. The one thing that most people don't speak about, but I do get a lot of people saying to me they're struggling, they're losing interest, they're frustrated with it. These are all parts of airbrushing. Trust me, I've been through it. I've stuffed up heaps of artwork. I've looked at my work and thought this is terrible. I've been airbrushing now since '97, so coming on to 30 years, and it does take time to get to a point where you can just naturally do a fine line, do a broad spray, do a fine dot. So don't get disheartened. You will get there with practice, but if you give up, then you're never going to get there. So just keep persisting, keep watching these videos, and there's many other channels on here that have got really amazing tutorials that can help you as well. So this is the perfect time to make that New Year's resolution for your airbrushing, to not give up on any artworks that you create in 2025. Hope this video has helped. If you do want to learn all the fundamentals, then definitely check out our online airbrushing course. That's going to help to fast track your learning. You can take a look at that at airbrushasylum.thinkific.com, and I'll see you all in the next video.